Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and we have got so much going on lately. I've got another big video to bring you. We've got a new fragment summoning event that is finally live. I can dive into the champion and get it graded for you and get you a first reaction to their skills and get you caught up with everything going on in the game right now, the offers, tournaments, events, and all that type of stuff. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so first of all, if you want to get a breakdown of everything going on, all you gotta do is click on the 3 menu bar over here and then go to news, and you will see the Drock Goal, the Gaunt fragment event. You can click read more, and here it is. I've already done a video on the multi-hitter summon draft. There is 2 10x events going on right now this week and this weekend, so I will link to that video up there if you want to check that out about the 10x going on. So this video is going to be mainly about the fragment summoning event and reviewing this champion and getting you caught up on the stuff in game. So here we go. Let's fire this up. Drock Goal, no idea how to say that. You know the drill by now. I'm always confused on how to pronounce these weird names, but Drock Goal, the Gaunt. We've got a legendary support champion who is Spirit Affinity from the Ogren tribes, and the main thing that most of you are going to want to pay attention to when you look at the events and tournament structure is going to be the artifact enhancement events. You're going to want to plan your silver management around the event starting September 20th and the event starting September 25th. You don't want to be upgrading artifacts outside of the artifact enhancement event when we know that they are coming. And then this fragment summoning event is going to be a little bit different, but mostly the same. What it is going to be each person can get up to 150 fragments in total, but that includes the tournament wins where you get a bonus 5 points here. There are 4 tournaments, so you can get up to a bonus of 20 tournament points from winning tournaments, but you can actually get 130 fragments without winning any tournaments. So for most people out there, winning tournaments is not going to be a realistic route to acquire points. So for most players, the actual maximum of fragments available is going to be 130. So now let's dive in and get a first reaction to this guy's kit and get him graded. So here we are in the index for the Ogren tribes, and we've got the support champion right here, the legendary that I don't have. Cool thumbnail. I like it. It fits the theme of the faction, so great job there. And I have purposely not looked at his kit yet until I hit record. Wanted to get you a first reaction to the kit. So let's pull this up, and I'm always excited to go over a champion for the first time. This is one of the best things to do, is to get a champion graded and see them for the first time and get a reaction here. Okay, so the A1 is going to be attack 1 enemy, 20% chance of placing a stun. I like that. That's any CC on an A1 is a good thing. The books are going to be very impactful on the A1. It takes 5, unfortunately. I wish that was 4, but okay. We can go from 20% to 40%, so that's a pretty reliable stun on an A1. It's definitely got some utility. I like that so far. Okay, then we've got, this is going to be booked to a 3-turn cooldown. Place a 50% increase attack buff and a 60% increase defense buff on all allies for 2 turns. Also place a block damage buff for 1 turn on allies with less than 30% HP. Really good. I like that A2. AoE increase attack and AoE increase defense. And then we've got some clutch block damage to give people a chance to either lifesteal or get some healing or sustain. So yeah, this is a very good support ability. I like the A2. The A3, okay, we've got a lot going on here. We can get this book to a 4-turn cooldown and increase the shield a little bit. Okay, so it's going to place shields. Active. Place a shield buff equal to 15% of this champion's max HP on all allies for 3 turns. Okay, great. That's cool. This guy has a base HP of almost 23k, which is pretty solid. So that means it's going to be realistic to get his HP somewhere in that 70,000 something range, which means our shield is going to be about 10,000 for 3 turns. That's pretty cool. The passive effect heals each ally by 15% of this champion's max HP. So again, about 10,000 or so if you've got the HP stacked up around 70k. Whenever a shield buff placed by the skill expires, is removed, or is broken by an enemy attack, allies whose shield buffs are broken will also counterattack the enemy that breaks the shield. When a shield is broken, the heal occurs instantly before any remaining damage from the shield. Yeah, so this is cool. I like it. It's got a little bit of a fun utility. We're going to counterattack when the shield is broken. We're going to get some heals over time. We're going to place some active shields. And then we've got AoE attack and defense buff, with clutch block damage and some CC on the A1. And then we've got a very reliable aura, ally HP in all battles by 25%. And then this guy's base stats are pretty good. We've got a 107 base speed, which is excellent. And then we've got really high base HP of almost 23k. And the base defense is a tad low for a support legendary, but it's not bad. It's over 1,000. 1,057 is totally fine. The attack is mostly irrelevant. His only damage ability is A1. He's only going to hit one enemy every now and then, and it scales with HP. So attack completely worthless on this guy. You're going to want to stack as much HP as possible, and then maybe a little bit of defense to go along with that. And then he also has a base resistance of 40, which is pretty cool. That's definitely a pretty sturdy champion with that kind of base toughness stats, base speed, and a 40 base resistance. Okay, so now let's dive into to the initial grades of this champion and the books required and that type of stuff. So okay, we got the A1, 5 books, plus 2 is 7, plus 4 is 11 books. 11's about par for the course. Legendaries are typically between 8 and 12. So, okay, a little high in the books. I would have liked to see it be about 9 or 10, but it's going to take 11 books to max this guy. And then, in terms of the grades for the champion, he's in a faction where it's really tough to complete faction wars. The Ogre Tribes are one of the less fleshed out factions in terms of having lots of champions to choose from. So, definitely worth going for the Fragment Fusion if it's realistic for you, because at the very least, this guy is going to be a definite addition to your Ogre and Tribes team. For 99% of you out there, unless you've got some insane Faction Wars team like Ignatius, Biggin, a booked up Shamrock, Skullcrusher, Grush, like, unless you've got an insane team, this guy's definitely going to help you on your way to completing Faction Wars for the Ogre and Tribes. So I do recommend definitely going for him, and he's a really good early to mid game progression champion. He's going to help you a lot in those dungeons like Dragon, Ice Golem. I don't know if he's going to be that great in the Spider necessarily, and maybe not the Fire Knight, but for Dragon and Ice Golem for sure, and then even for potion keeps and stuff for your early to mid game situations. Clan Boss, I could see him being mid game viable because of the aura and right here the 3-turn cooldown when booked of attack, defense, and then maybe clutch survival with the block damage there. I don't think this guy is going to be endgame for Spider, Fire Knight, or Clan Boss, but he'll definitely be a solid progression champ and really good for Faction Wars. So I do think he's worth acquiring for sure for most players out there. So that covers Drakgol the Gaunt, and hopefully the events are structured in a way where it's realistic for most people to get out there and participate in the fragment summoning and acquire this guy to make those teams stronger, and especially for the Faction Wars, because as we all know, the hot topic in the community right now is Faction Wars because of Lydia being announced as the Faction Wars reward. So champions that are only usable in Faction Wars are actually pretty high value now, because completing Faction Wars is a lot more important now than it was a week or two ago. So yeah, the guy definitely has value. Let me know what you think, if you agree or disagree. Like I said, I think he's like a B or a B plus for a legendary champion. I don't think he's an A, not quite, but he's also not bad. He's not like a C, C minus. I'd give him a B, B plus. He's a solid legendary worth having on your account. And let me know what you think. I would love to hear your opinions as well. And then before we dive into all the in-game stuff, just remember that it is already started as of me recording this video. So the Dungeon Divers is live right here. You can see that we've got the fragments right here, champion fragments. You're able to get 5 and then 10. So this is already live. You're going to want to be pulling up the news tab and keeping tabs on exactly what is going on, and make sure you're planning your resources accordingly. So in terms of tournaments, right now we've got a Classic Arena Takedown going on for about 2.5, 3 days. And then we've got a Champion Chase tournament going on that is coinciding with the 10X that is happening right now in the game. Remember, there's going to be 2 different 10X events going on. This is the first one that has Vizier, Nethril, Blindseer, Allure, Talia, and Lightsworn. I'm not going to go over that a ton. Like I said, I do already have a dedicated video going over the 10X events if you want to check that out, where I've got them all listed and all that. And then for events going on, we've got a Champion Training event starting about 18 hours from the time of me recording this. So depending on when you're watching this, just keep an eye on that. There's going to be a champion training event, and I'm sure they're going to have fragments in there. And it looks like a legendary book and a void chart as well. So definitely worth saving some of those, you know, lower level champions that you're waiting to rank up for food. And also, if you're gonna 6-star somebody or something, you definitely want to wait until this is live. And then we've already went over the Dungeon Divers event. This is already live for the Fragment summons. So now let's fire up the offers and see what is going on here for packs. All right, let's pull up the sheet here. Okay, so this is our special offer packs, purchase limits of 1. Okay, so these are, I've seen these before. These are both pretty decent. For those of you that want to see it, I will plug it in. Let's go here, 350 gems. I'm getting decently fast at this after plugging in thousands of these. Okay, there we go. We got a 1.79 on the voids, but if you do wait for a 2x event, this is one of your most reliable sources of void shards, because during a 2x event, we would see that this is a 2.07. So both these shard offers are going to be pretty good, especially if you're waiting for 2x events. The void shard one, not so hot if you're going to pull them right away. But if you have the patience to wait for a 2x event, it's actually pretty decent. So let's put that back to normal and clear this out. And I'll show you the ancient one too, just in case you're curious. All right, so the ancient one is going to be 9 ancient shards, 275k. 275k, and then we've got 450 gems. Bang. Oh no, we need the price in there. Okay, so there's that, a 3.0, guys. And also, if you wait for like the 2x ancient event to be live, you're looking at a 3.22 on those ancient shards. So the ancient shard one is going to be better for your early to mid game players. And then for your end game players, the void shard is going to be better. So let's move on. We don't need to plug in the mini mix pack. The elite sacred pack. This is interesting. I don't know if I've seen one structured like this before. I really hope their valuation of void shards is coming down, because I mean, a lot of times the sacred offers are complete memes. It's like 1 shard for $30 or something. But let's see if they're coming down to earth on these packs here. So we've got 1.5. Boom, and then we've got just 3 sacreds and 40 ancients. Okay, so 340, bang, a 1.7. So if you wait for a 2x, let's put this up, go there. Okay, and then the ancients I've already adjusted. A 1.84 even if you wait for 2x's. I mean, for high spenders it's good. For high spenders that are newer to raid, it's a pretty decent. I hate to recommend this one. It's super expensive, $100, and your odds of being disappointed is probably around 75 to 80%. So it's hard for me to recommend this because we don't really get any guaranteed value in terms of energy or gems. So this one is not going to be a recommend for me, but it would be decent for a high spender who's newer to raid. Then the divine speed set. I don't like seeing these speed sets. I wish they would quit selling these. I know they're money makers for Plarium, but it really makes people feel like they have to buy them to even just stay where they are in the arena. So I wish they would calm down on selling these, maybe only once a month or something. But yeah, I mean, I don't think that's a good purchase unless you're somebody who is really trying to go hard in the paint in the arena. If you're in platinum or like fringe platinum, trying to get into platinum, then sure, it's a decent purchase to try and compete up there. But for people that are diligent about their spending and trying to progress their accounts as efficiently as possible and spend as efficiently as possible, I think these are a pass for me. So let's get this put away, and we'll kind of conclude everything here. So yeah, lots going on in the raid community. It feels like every day there's something new, and that is a good thing. We kind of went from a slow period, a transitioning period for raid, where the game was kind of evolving from the early stages and player acquisition to kind of morphing into being a solidified game where it's about player retention instead of player acquisition. So it's good to see more content coming down the pike and more things going on in the community and the game constantly evolving. So I'm happy about that. I would say overall, I'm generally happy about the Fragment summoning event going on. We're gonna have to see how some of the events are structured, but I do like it in terms of a first look. So far, just kind of my first impressions of it, and I would definitely recommend going for drop goal if it's realistic for you to do so. So yeah, like I said, let me know what you think down in the comments. I would love to hear your opinions on this champion. I'm gonna take off and head to stream, so if you want to come hang out, definitely stop by. And yeah, it's gonna do it for this one. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.